So welcome to my October wrap-up. I'm glad that you stopped by. October was a busy month. I ended up reading 9 books, 3,353 pages, and had an average rating of 3.4, which has kind of been like good. I was 3/10 less than last month and 500 pages less than last month, but I also read 1 less book and no graphic novels, so I think it all works out. This one, I'm not going to really talk about the books a lot because there's a lot of them. I'm just kind of going to go over the rating and hold them up, and yeah, so here we go. The first book that I read was Before the Devil Breaks You, which is the 3rd Diviner's novel by Libba Bray, and I rated it a 3 out of 5. It was a good book, but not as good as the first 2 in the series. I am looking forward to the last book and hope that they do another cover change. That way all my covers that don't match do match. After that, I read Octavia E. Butler's Parable of the Sower. This was the September pick for the End of the World book club. I did enjoy this book. It ended on cliffhanger, so I am going to continue on this series, and I rated it a 3 out of 5. The next book I read was a book lent to me by my cousin. It's called His Bloody Project, Documents Relating to the Case of Roderick Macrae by Graeme, Macrae, Burnet. It was really good. It was probably the best book that I read all month. It was absolutely absorbing. I really loved the murder mystery to it, and I thought it was a lot of fun, and I rated it 4 out of 5. This book was also shortlisted for the Man Booker Prize in 2016. The next book I read was during Zoe's 24-hour readathon, which is A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness. This is the first book in the All Souls trilogy, and I really enjoyed this a lot more than I thought it was going to. It did have surprise vampires, or at least surprise to me, vampires, but I thought overall the story was really interesting, and I rated it a 4 out of 5. It's definitely a series that I will be continuing on in. Also, for Zoe's 24-hour readathon, I started Witches Abroad by Terry Pratchett. This was not my favorite Terry Pratchett book. It was not my favorite Witches book either. I just found that the plot went a little bit too fast, and I rated it a 3 out of 5. After that, we got into Spookathon. So that was also my first Spookathon book. My second one was the buddy read for Spookathon, which is A Stranger in the House by Shari Lapena, and I rated this a 3 out of 5. It was a good domestic thriller, but what you would expect from that sort of novel. After that, I read also for Spookathon Into the Water by Paula Hawkins. This is her second book, and I liked it a lot more than The Girl on the Train. I thought that it was really well constructed and really liked the history that was woven into it, and rated it a 4 out of 5. After that, I read The Island of Dr Moreau by H.G. Wells. This is my final book for Spookathon that I finished. It was only about 100 pages long. It wasn't what I was expecting from H.G. Wells, and I only rated it a 3 out of 5. Finally, I read Alias Grace, which was a lot of fun to read, and I really enjoyed it. It reminded me a lot of His Bloody Project as well, so that was kind of cool, but who doesn't love some murder in October? I rated this 4 out of 5, and I'm really looking forward to watching the television series. But that was all I read in October. I think it was a pretty good month. If you have read any of these books, please let me know about them in the comment section below, and all the links for everything will be in the description box if you want more information on any of them. But that's all I have to say for today, so we'll see you in my book haul.